I can't take it anymore, Felix. I'm cracking up. Everything you do irritates me. And when you're not here, the things I know you're gonna do when you come in irritate me. You leave me little notes on my pillow. I told you 158 times I can't stand little notes on my pillow. We're all out of cornflakes. F you. It took me 3 hours to figure out F you was Felix Unger. Even though The Odd Couple is filled with smart, funny one-liners, Neil Simon thought the play was going to be a black comedy. He said, "I never thought it was going to be popular, ever. I thought it was a grim, dark play about two lonely old men." The play itself was an idea by his brother, Danny Simon, and based on Danny's life. At the time, Danny was living with Roy Gerber. Neil suggested to Danny that he turn it into a play. Danny tried, but ultimately gave up after 10 to 15 pages. Neil asked him for permission to take a crack at it, and was given Danny's blessing. He actually insisted that they work out a deal so that Danny could get some of the residuals if anything happened with it. In an interview for PBS, Danny said, "I thought there was an idea for a play about a divorced man from the time he breaks up with his wife until he finds his life again. But I couldn't think of a good conflict. Then it struck me like lightning. The same problems that two divorced men have with each other, they have with their wives." In that same PBS special, Roy Gerber said, "Danny used to call me in his office like a wife and was serious. It wasn't a joke or a bit. He'd say, 'Are you coming home tonight?' I'd say, 'I don't know what time I'm going to be home. Leave me alone. I don't know. I don't even report to my mother the way I report to you.'" Even though Danny was miffed that his brother didn't give him credit for the idea of the play, he said, "What he did with the play was far more than I ever could, because I never would have exposed myself in that way." Neil Simon gave life to Oscar Madison and Felix Unger. He said he made them more opposites than they were in real life. The two real-life roommates actually liked each other, except when Gerber arrived home late for dinner. The Odd Couple doesn't have much of a plot, but defines with humor just how hard it is to live with another person. We all know relationships are hard. Differences in communication styles and the need for constant effort and compromise making living with another person challenging. And you know, most people are just annoying. What is so great about The Odd Couple is that the play makes the difficulty of relationships relatable and funny. Healing comes when you can laugh at yourself. Neil Simon's genius was that he doesn't take sides or judge either character. He just presents them. Their differences aren't bad. They're funny, and each man is so thoroughly himself. In fact, Simon was writing The Odd Couple when he was just beginning his playwriting career, and at a party he met Walter Matthau and told him, "I'm writing a play for you." And Matthau said, "Well, send me, how long is it?" He said, "How long is it?" 3 acts. He said, "Send me the first 2 when you get them." So he did, and Matthau said, "I don't care what the 3rd act is, I want to do this." So, but Matthau wanted to play Felix. Neil Simon said, "It would have been the blunder heard round Schubert Alley." I called Matthau and asked why he wanted to play Felix when he would not only be perfect for Oscar, but that he was Oscar. Walter replied, "I know, it's too easy. I could phone Oscar in. But to play Felix, that would be acting." I said, "Walter, do me a favor, act in someone else's play. Do Oscar in." And The Odd Couple ran for 2 years, 4 months, and the TV show ran for 5 years. Oscar says about Felix, "I know him. He's too nervous to kill himself. He wears his seatbelt at a drive-in movie." And just in closing, I want to offer you a poem of mine about how I work out some of the differences in my relationship. Is it best to line up all the bottles by size, large to small? Or let them sit on the shelf in whatever sequence you set them down? There's no answer to that question, really. But it's easier to find objects when everything has its place. Time creates a widening circle of disorder, and we lose more every day. The list is endless. Glasses, keys, courage, heart, weight, lovers. It seems harder and harder to let go. Still, like it or not, we are becoming weightless. Either we release what has been taken or fill our pockets with the things that will drown us.